Today I'm joined by Mark Mariampillai, Business Development Lead at Valereum. Mark, thanks for coming on. How are you doing?
Great. It's nice to be here. Thanks for inviting me today.
No problem at all. So Valereum today announced it will explore the development of an institutional-grade platform focused on real-world asset tokenization and Web3-driven wealth management in collaboration with Zigchain and DigiShares. Mark, just before we begin getting into the details of the collaboration itself, could you maybe bring us all up to speed by giving us a quick elevator pitch summary of the opportunity you're exploring and the problems the platform might address?
Yeah, definitely. Firstly, this RNS marks the beginning of a strategic collaboration between Valereum PLC, Valereum Markets, DigiShare, and Zigchain. At its core, it's really about building an institutional-grade, real-world asset tokenization platform that drives Web3-driven wealth management. Really, Valereum PLC brings the governance, regulatory first credibility. Valereum Markets brings a regulated RWA marketplace regulated out in El Salvador. DigiShares brings a white label tokenization platform. It's already trusted globally and in the MENA region. And Zigchain provides a purpose-built layer one blockchain designed specifically for wealth management and RWA tokenization. So a quick 30-second elevator pitch there for you.
So is there a lot of demand out there for tokenization and Web3 products in this space then?
Well, really great that you brought up that question. I think just globally, and if we take a helicopter view, I think tokenization in the last 5 years has really grown. If we went back 5 years, there was no liquidity in RWA. Whilst there were issuances, the one biggest thing was buy-side liquidity. Now, what we are seeing is a demand that's really growing out of the real estate use cases. But we are seeing other asset classes such as royalties, commodities, private companies start to come to the fore. So whilst we don't have mainstream adoption, what we are seeing is institutions coming in and asking, hey, what is the benefits of tokenization? What does this streamline? How does it increase our ROI? How do we tap into a larger investor base? And there's it's a lot more outside of crypto markets, and it's more about institutional. So yeah, in a long form, but a shorter version, we are seeing demand coming from institutions. There are demand for these white label RWA tokenization platforms. But myself, Valereum, and our other partners actually see massive growth over the next 10 to 15 years. And later on, actually, I'll talk about what they're doing out here in the MENA region in Dubai about tokenizing property deeds and why I think it's going to be massive for us.
Okay, so you mentioned 10 to 15 years. Is there anything out there in the market currently meeting this demand, or is this platform really a first mover opportunity?
Yes, I think we, along with some of our competitors, we all work together for the betterment of RWA tokenization. And there are various marketplaces, and we've got one of the leading ones with Valereum Markets. With our partners Zigchain and DigiShares, we'll bring this to the MENA region. It's already out there. There are plenty of issuers issuing. What this partnership does bring actually is the first mover advantage with Zigchain in creating that buy-side demand. So they've got a number of high net worth individuals, institutions, and approved retail that could access these RWA asset classes. That's the one key difference that Zigchain are bringing, and the first mover advantage. Up till now, it's been the biggest issue finding that buy-side liquidity. And this is what the partnership brings, as spelled out in the RNS today. By us working with these partners, we bring what has been missing for RWA tokenization, which is the buy-side liquidity. And with Zigchain actually purpose-building this L1, they've got 150 mil AUM that's growing. And they've got over 1 million customers already over the last 8 years. And we envisage this to grow. And again, we're working with the industry to really bring this, like I said, in the next 10 to 15 years, mass adoption. But for the immediate future, there is a massive growth market there where potential is massive for ROI.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the Middle East and North Africa region there. Is the reason you're starting out there because demand's particularly high in that market?
Exactly. Valereum Marketplace, they've got a regulated marketplace in El Salvador, but we can issue anywhere globally. So that's the first thing. I'm actually physically based in UAE, Dubai, and we're looking to grow our presence here. The actual partnership takes account of Zigchain, that they have a massive base out here and massive partners, and also DigiShares is one of the largest white label RWA tokenization platforms in the MENA region. It's the perfect place to start. And as I alluded to earlier on, they are doing massive things out here in Dubai. And it really starts around tokenization of property deeds. So up till now, tokenization in real estate's talked about fractionalization. So you can fractionalize a skyscraper in Dubai, a villa in Miami, a house in Sydney, Australia, for instance. People can buy tokens of 0.1% or 2% and earn dividend rental yield. That is great. What it doesn't address is on the land registry. So, yourself in the UK, if you bought a token, for instance, you wouldn't be on the land registry, it'll be an SPV. So what they've done in Dubai, and actually it's an individual called Dr. Al-Barai from the Dubai Land Registry Department, also VARA, which is the regulator, and entities such as Pripco Mint. They've done a proof of concept, which actually tokenizes property deeds. So it means that I could buy a fraction of, let's just say, a massive skyscraper here in Dubai. Let me own 1%. I can transfer it to yourself. And immediately on the blockchain, it will show that you are the owner of that 1% of that skyscraper, along with that fraction. Gives you liquidity to peer-to-peer trade it with someone else in a week, in a month, in a year's time, get the capital growth, but also in the interim, get the rental income as well. The biggest thing, you're on the property deed. Now, in the UK and other jurisdictions, that will take months to do because it's a very formal process. Blockchain makes that instant. So not only settlement is instant, but the property deeds are instant. So I believe what Dr. Al-Barai have started off with his team is massive, but it gets even better. DigiShares is actually in the phase 2 for this proof of concept in Dubai. So our partner is actually leading it. So together with Valereum and Zigchain, there's a real opportunity for us to capitalize on this in the MENA region, in Dubai, but potentially, we could work with Dr. Al-Barai and his team to look at global expansion of this in other jurisdictions. So I'm, as you can see, I'm very passionate, but very, very excited for this. See a massive future. And when you talk about the 5 to 10 years, this is where I see the mass adoption happening. It's already happening now within the Web3 circles and crypto generally, as you well know. But this is going to be really the big use case that drives mass adoption forwards. And, we really want to be a part of it.
Great. There's definitely a lot of ambition there. And so finally, I know the collaboration is in its early stages right now, but, what are the next steps from here?
Well, I think the first stage is getting this RNS out there and formalizing an agreement of this MOU. It's only the initial stage. So I think over the next 6 to 12 months, we will ensure that we'll bring a Valereum marketplace where some issuances are issued on Zigchain. That's first of all. The technology will be provided by DigiShares. That ties us all three in to do that. Now, with Zigchain's 150 mil plus AUM for the buy side, what this enables Valereum markets to do is bring issuances, whether it's a 1 billion real estate deal or 100K private equity tokenization deal, and bring that to Valereum markets where it can tap into that 150 mil AUM fund to fill an allocation, fill 100% or 2%. And Zigchain are doing something actually that's really kind of remarkable in the interest that they've got these qualified individuals and institutions buying in, but they're also creating a derivative on the back of that, which will allow a version of the RWA, a derivative version of the RWA, to trade on DEXs within their ecosystem at the moment. So it will allow retail to get some exposure to the yields via an SPV or some instance. So this is where I think it gets really exciting with plugging in to a chain such as Zigchain, where they're going. In the future, where I see this expanding is really getting into the likes of collateral lending and borrowing. So people could come in and buy real estate and essentially get a mortgage by putting potentially some crypto or digital assets in there, borrowing some USDT and utilizing that to go and buy some RWA assets. So, Yes, I think this is the start of an amazing partnership, but really the world is our oyster. We can really build from here. We got some other partners, investment partners within Valereum, such as Fideum and Bluebird, and we're also working with them to expand into the Zigchain ecosystem as well.
Great. It sounds like a huge opportunity, and I look forward to discussing some of those next steps with you soon. For now, though, Mark, thanks again for coming on today.
Thanks very much.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.